I think a lot of the biggest problems for people coming off of addiction is lack of support. A lot of people have issues with getting into rehabs. They do not have insurances. A lot of places don't want to take insurance. And then afterwards, there is no follow-up for them. They're just kind of put back out there. There's no housing or transitional places for them to go. There's a very great need for housing in the area, especially for addicts, because we get out, we go back to what we know, and it's just continual, you just don't get out of it.
What God has done for us, He can do for them. Like, recovery is possible through Jesus Christ. There needs to be discipleship there. There needs to be facilities there in place to help people overcome this addiction. And just to not only learn new behaviors and new tools, but we have to unlearn when we're coming from addiction, because I know for me, my childhood was so toxic, so unstable, like stealing was acceptable. Like that was something that you did, lying, cheating, just trying to be like sneaky and stuff. Like we have to unlearn that and realize like what is actually the right way to live. And we need examples, people that's overcome addiction.
For this area, we're really poor in resources. We need more resources in this area. Housing being the #1 issue that everyone faces. And if a person cannot meet their basic social needs, then how can we expect them to work on their trauma? How can we expect them to work on their recovery if they're having to worry about being homeless, not having transportation, not having food or clothes? Like, if we can come together as a community and provide those needs to people who need them, then we're really facing a big part of the problem right there. Just providing that support, providing that hope, and providing those resources, that's going to make a huge difference for this area.
And I was just lucky that I was able to overcome that and get back on my feet and get pointed in the right direction, because I had a church family that loved me and supported me, and when I had bad days, I could call them and they were there for me no matter what. And I think that's what this area needs, is more community, because it's hard when you're in addiction to get out of it when you don't know of all the resources that are in the area to help you.
I think that the two greatest needs that we have in Southwest Virginia are transportation and housing, because a lot of people will get out of jail or get out of treatment programs and they have to go right back into the homes that they were living in before. It's rarely a good environment. Other people there may still be using, or they may not have the ability to get to meetings or get to the doctor's appointments that they need. So I feel like we have to find transportation and housing to help people that are, in that transitional period.
I feel the biggest need for people in the Appalachian area is hope, is for people to share their stories, for people to actually get involved and not run when it's messy, and to get down in the ditch with people. Because when I was trying to come out of recovery, initially, before I went to treatment, I had quit. I had what they call white knuckled it, and I had quit everything, but I had such a nasty reputation that nobody wanted anything to do with me. So nobody would get down in my mess with me. And eventually I started using. After 3 months of being clean, I started using again.
My name is Don Farmer, Jr. I live in Anawalt, West Virginia. I've been a pastor here at the Long Point Baptist Church since 1978. So I've lived here for a while and seen a lot of changes in the past 46 years in Anawalt. When I first moved here, Anawalt was pretty much self-contained and self-sufficient. We had anything you wanted, stores that provided whatever you might need around the house, groceries, clothes, you name it, we had it. A lot of people here, and the church where I have pastored since 1978, we would have about 120 or 30 every Sunday morning. On a good Sunday, holidays, we'd have 150, 160. And of course, the area was dependent on the coal mining industry. And in the 1980s, all of that sort of fell through. It came to a halt when the large major corporations pulled out and closed down the mines, and people lost their jobs and had to leave the area. And since that time, the economy has continued to go down and gradually has become worse. Today, our population is just a small fraction of what it used to be. The older people many of them have died, but the young families have had to move away to find work elsewhere. And we have a small portion of the folks still left here struggling, trying to survive. And poverty is all around us. People don't make much money, and they have very little to live on, and especially with the inflation that we've been experiencing in the last few years, it's really been difficult. In the past, since the 80s, since those years, people have become depressed, and many have turned to alcohol and to drugs, which have just made their problems worse. There are many children who have lost their lives, alcohol-related, drug-related, a lot of drug overdoses in our area. And we've become one of the poorest counties in what is probably one of the poorest states in the United States. And every day we have to face the problems that have been created by our economic situation. And people have turned to other things, and we try to get them to remember that God is there and that we can always turn to God to help us out. And He can see us through and help us. But we need other things to help us too. We need some folks that will provide a way to teach people how to cope with their problems, and especially in the issue of the addictions. We need some recovery programs that are not just for a few days or a few weeks or just for a month or so, but some long-term recovery programs that not only teach the people to look to God as the one to depend on for their success, but also will teach them a way to make a living, as well as a way to live. And we are really encouraged by the Lion of Judah ministries, because that's exactly what their desire is to do. It's a faith-based ministry that points people to the Lord Jesus Christ, the changes that He can make in their lives, and how that they can have a life that's worth living here and now, and so they can have a total recovery from the problems of their past and from especially addiction. And we're looking forward to seeing great things happen in a ministry like this, and our desire is to promote it in every way that we can.
So I'm from McDowell County, West Virginia. McDowell County, West Virginia is one of the poorest counties in the whole United States. There were actually more overdoses, drug overdoses in the state of West Virginia last year than any other state. So one of the reasons why we're passionate about going in there and opening up a recovery home is to not only bring hope there, but to also bring job skills. We really want to restore the area that suffers greatly from poverty and addiction. I grew up there. My family suffered in poverty and addiction, so I know personally of the heartache and pain and just the struggles that are there. There's not a lot of hope there. You can't see a way out. There's no buses that run through there. There's no stores. There seems like there's no jobs. One of the things that we want to go in and teach is automotive and diesel, welding, painting, carpentry work, ServSafe certifications, public speaking, e-commerce, marketing online. A lot of these things that we want to teach is to really just equip the men and women that come into our program with job skills. And not only that, most importantly, we want to show them the love of Christ and how to overcome addiction, how to become a disciple, how to see that there's people that genuinely care about them, that love them, that want to see them succeed. That's our goal with going into this community and trying to make a difference.
And at this location, right now we only have one location. We're in talks with the second one, but this one we're going to start with men. And the reason we've chose to start with men is they are the head of the household. And if the father comes to know Christ, then the percentage of the family members to follow in line and come to know Christ is astronomically better. And we want to teach them how to go back home and run their households biblically, how Christ wants us to do. And they can be the leaders of their family and raise their children up to know Christ. And touching on our job skill trades, we have a facility in Tazewell wherein talks about purchasing. And it has a large garage in it where we're going to be able to do the automotive training and the auto body training and welding properly. I myself am a master technician in automotive, and those job skills we are going to teach, and we're going to help people get ASC certified so they can go out and have careers with a higher starting pay than normal. And how I got involved in this, and the reason I bring this up is if anybody else wants to get involved, we're always in need of help. I started volunteering at another ministry to teach automotive, and I didn't think that my skills, my trade could be used in Christ's kingdom to help people in recovery. But we can, if you have any skill that you want to donate to help, like whether that's helping build onto our facility, finish the construction of it, because we still have a few rooms that we need to build as far as like the laundry rooms and things of that nature. Or if you know our plumber, you want to teach that trade, like reach out to us, let us know. We can always use your help. We need pastors that want to come in and disciple these men in the program and teach classes, Bible classes to them. If you have any of those skills or want to donate any of your time, we have a way we can bring you into our program. You can help us build this ministry up.
We also have a church that we're trying to turn into an actual sanctuary for the community to come to and worship, and also the people in the program to be able to go over and worship. We're going to have to rebuild that whole building. If you have any carpentry skills, any type of skills that you would want to just get involved with us. McDowell County does suffer greatly from poverty and addiction. There's quite a few ministries that come from different states to try and help that community. If you're one of those ministries and you've seen the suffering and the poverty there and addiction, and you would like to get involved with us, please reach out to us. We're just getting started. God has really blessed us with a building. We have 38 beds, we have 2 kitchens, and we're trying to get started so we can start housing people. Children in that area suffer greatly from their parents being in addiction, losing custody of their children. We are really trying to get a hold of the parents so that we can help the children.
And we want to take some of the men from the program once they reach a leader level and go out into the community and repair roofs on people's houses, repair their decks, or any kind of need that they may have, because the area is suffered with poverty so bad that people are living in rough conditions. We want to try to help them out, mow their lawn if they're elderly or they don't have a lawnmower that works and they can't do that. Just anything to kind of breathe life back into the community. Our vision goes beyond the walls of our program building. And then once the men reach the leader level, we want to contact businesses. If you have a construction company or any business where you need employees, you can reach out to us and we can help introduce you to men that we can vouch for, and we can say that this is a man who has changed his life. He wants to renew his life and restore his soul. You can give him a job, and we trust him that he will do a good job for you, and we will transport them to the work and back for them, so they do have transportation to fulfill that need of your company. Hello everyone, I'm Ricky Potter, co-founder of Lion of Judah New Life Ministries, and we're here at our recovery home in Anahuac, West Virginia. This is where we're going to start off by housing the men once we open, and we're very close to that. And we just want to give you a walkthrough tour of our building and show any needs that we may have for the building. And if you'll just follow me, we got the outside need is just paint, and we got to fix that wall right there. And then you're entering into our office / intake. When people come into the program or you come to the building for a visit, you're going to go through this place right here first. This is where people, when they come in, they'll check in, sign their names, paperwork, and then address any needs that they have at that time so we can focus on that part of the healing. And this one, we need office desks, computers, printers, filing cabinets, anything related to office is what we need for this room. And then here is the Grace dorm. This is the dorm where people will live for the first part of their process here in the program. We need bedding, sheets, pillows, a few more mattresses, lockers for their private stuff, and we want military style trunks that will slide under the bed so they can keep their personal items private and just have their own personal space, because obviously we don't have enough room for dressers for each individual because we have 38 beds here. And this is where they can stay for the healing process, like if they're coming off of any substance abuse issues. And the reason being is this has 6 bathrooms located for this area. They're full bathrooms with showers included. They will need toiletry items, shower shoes, anything related to that, shaving cream, shampoo, soap, is what they'll need for this. And this is here in case they have any kind of sickness they're coming down off of from withdrawals. They can make it to the bathroom real quick and just have less stress in their life at the beginning of the program, because their life is changing drastically. This room is going to be the classroom. For it, we need a whiteboard we want to put on the walls for lessons. We will need TVs for show display or any kind of visual aids in the learning process. Any kind of like notebooks, things of that nature for the classroom. We're going to have tables set up instead of the desks, but anything related to that, pencils, pens, markers, things like that for it. All right, this room is more of our industrial kitchen. The needs for this one is deep freezers. That's the #1 thing we need right now. And also like a bigger fridge. Something of that nature would be very beneficial to us as well, because we're going to be housing 38 people potentially. And we're going to need a lot of room and space to store those foods, frozen goods and beverages that need to be kept cold. And then entering this room, this is our sanctuary room, what we're going to be using as a church and worship until we get our church building finished. That building is next door. We'll be showing that to you later. And we need things like anything related to the music, surround sound speakers, just anything worship related is what we're in need of for this room. And then we have, this room is the Hope dorm. This is where we'll be housing people as they progress through the program. Again, we need light bulbs, but we'll get those. Just a few more mattresses, and along with the trunks and the lockers, we need sheets and blankets for 38 beds. We have a few, but we're still in need of a lot, and pillows, bedding related is what we're in need of there. And then this is the last dorm. This is the Faith dorm. This will be the dorm for the leaders as they're getting ready to graduate the program. They have 2 full showers here that they get to use. You gain more privileges as you go. You don't have to share with as many people, even though there is more beds in here. Again, trunks, lockers, bedding materials, bathing materials like shower shoes, things like that, towels, washcloths, things of that nature. And then, we have a little bit of a spot in the roof over there we got to get repaired. And then out here, we're in need of propane for the propane heater system. And we're going to be knocking these out. These currently right now are out exterior bathrooms. We're going to knock those out and make that a laundry/craft room. We need currently gravel. We have a long driveway that we need to go around both sides. And we want to make that over there a parking lot area. So we need that. And then we need a gate to keep people from just coming up in the building and being curious of what it is. Like, we don't want to keep people out, but we do have to protect the sanctity of this and the people in the program as they're going through recovery. So we don't need people bringing any alcohol or anything like that. So we just need a gate just for the privacy of the students. But obviously we will be open to the public and help anybody we can. And this is going to be our church building. This is the one that's going to be actually our full-blown church that we're going to have service on, a worship area, that has a new roof, and that's about it. Everything else, as you can see, windows, bathrooms, redo everything else besides the external walls and the roof. That's the only thing that we are going to be able to salvage.
If you or someone you know is struggling in addiction, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you any way that we can. If you would like to get involved with our ministry, you could always reach out to us at www.lionofjudahnewlife.org.